Okay, so guess what? The man of the moment. Let's stand this side, Mark. Let's stand this side so the light's behind us.
Okay.
And guess who we got here?
You are.
Castel or Castel?
But the most important thing for me was the teams. The people, the Hears. I've never ever seen that. Someone said to me, reminded me of the 95 World Cup. That's the Hears he had when we finished. But I think through the entire race, the camaraderie, the people, the banter, the help, the support, from stranger to stranger was unbelievable. I mean, we saw it in our pits.
Do you know when you stood with a checkered flag, do you know how many people had a lump in their throat and tears in their eyes?
Myself included.
Oh, really?
That's why I take my sunglasses off.
Yeah, it was mind blowing.
And I get juices filled
Me too.
It was incredible. It absolutely blew me away. I don't know how, you can't actually put into words. You said that. You can't put into words actually what it was like. You have to be there to experience it. It was magical.
So coming the next one. So can we put more cars in? Because surely we could see that there was room for more cars.
So myself, the timing guy, we've done Monet. Everyone knows Monet from ProTile, from the timing company. We looked at how many cars were actually on track at any given time. And believe it or not, it was way below 40, which you could see when you were there. So we're probably going to push it to 50 cars, but there is no more than 50 cars. Why look at me like that? We can't do more than 50 cars.
But the tracks are so big.
Yeah.
And guys are in, out. I think 60 cars.
Maybe we could just not between now and then. I
pushed you the last time. I'm going to push you this time.
Okay, for now it's 50, you can push me. We'll see. Maybe it's 60. The problem is also like pit areas and that as well. So I want everyone to have a nice pit area. I don't want guys squished and squashed. No, as I said, I want everything to be amazing. From your pit allocation, the people, the race, entertainment. I want everything to be awesome. Not now we try to make more money. We're squashing extra cars. I'm not about that.
Yeah,
from my other events, I look at numbers most of the time on events, and I think it just keeps it special. But there is some good news. I've got title sponsorship for 2 9 hours next year. So next year we'll have the 2 9 hours and we'll have the 24-hour race. Which is quite exciting.
Sure. People, I think you're going to queue up for tickets here to get in. How's that going to work?
So the 9 hour next year we're going to do Kalani, and one will be at Red Star. They're going to be before June next year. I'm just working dates. Obviously waiting for MSA to release the calendar so we can get book dates. And then the Cape Town one will actually keep moving around the country. So every year it'll be somewhere else. So we might take it to PE, then maybe Desi's, or Desi's then PE, or maybe Pekisa, maybe some new track. Who knows?
Who knows? Is there room for a third 9 hour for next year?
There certainly would be room for a third 9 hour. The biggest thing with this is sponsorship, obviously, and sponsor appetite. So I'm quite lucky that all the sponsors are actually clients of mine. I've been very, very lucky with that, and you've helped a lot with that. Thank you so much for giving exposure in that. So we could maybe do a 3, but let's build slowly. I'd like to build slowly and properly. Yeah. But look, I think 2 9 hours and a 24-hour would be fantastic. If there's a huge demand from Durban or KZN, I'll be willing and looking to have every year. But then we're doing 3 9 hours a year. Maybe one Cape Town, when I say Cape Town, the Western Eastern Cape, one in Natal, one in Joburg or Johannesburg, as always. But time will tell. We'll see how this whole thing unfolds.
Motor car racing. Have you raced cars on tracks before?
No.
Professionally, like with a race license and all that?
No. I'm actually doing my first race ever next weekend. I've got myself a Polar Cup car. I'm racing the VW Challenger Class C.
Oh, nice, man. Nice.
So it'll be the first proper race. I've driven lots on lots of tracks, but never racing. I used to race with the BMW Club many, many years ago. But I had a R32 GTR, which is the wrong car. I kept putting it into the wall, and my short-lived career was like maybe 2 races.
Look, for someone that hasn't been so involved in the motor racing with cars all over, right? It's mind-blowing what you put together. People are talking about you. People want to get involved with you with this. What did you hear after the 24-hour? What feedback did you get? What phone calls did you get?
I've had so many. I can't even tell you how many phone calls and messages I've had, and that's what gives me so much pride and joy. I just want to bring people joy. I'm an event manager. I create events. You know me from other past events. As long as guys are having fun and they're having some kind of epic experience, then I'm happy. And I've got the most incredible support and messages, life-changing for some guys, reinvigorating for other guys. I was sitting with with Guy's staff the other day, and they said, you won't believe when he came back from this how changed he was. He was revigorated. He was passionate again. He had that spark, he had that swagger in his step, and they said they haven't seen that for a long, long time. So as I get used to that type of stuff is what I live for. To just basically make people happy, touch their lives. If I can do that, I'm happy.
And now we come down to Mr. Roger McCleary. I mean, names
exciting.
like that to raffle off the Lily car. What's the story with the Lily car?
It's quite special. I must say congratulations to Claire and your team and Don and them. I mean, to raffle off a full race car is quite something. And to do it for such a great cause, the Anpadike Cheetah Centre is also really, really amazing. I mean, they're wonderful people. And I think that kind of embodies the spirit of what ILamuna was, and it is. It's just incredible. I think it was almost like a family. Where everyone is supportive. I mean, you saw them when cars broke down. Guys said, my car's broken, come take whatever parts you want off my car to fix your car and keep it going. I mean, when does it ever happen?
Never.
I've never seen that.
Where do you ever have a race day where there's engines available,
100%.
gearboxes?
Broken engines, gearboxes, and the oaks where they're trying to help and cut and weld. It wasn't just here's the engine, it was we'll bring it to you, we'll help you fit it, we'll cut this, we'll screw that, we'll bolt on this to make it work for this race. It was amazing.
Those oaks at Fola, I'll never forget that in my life. They pull the motor, put the motor back, all for a little seal, eh?
Yeah, that was crazy. It's as I say, I'm still. It's hard to process what actually happened unless you were there.
Yeah, absolutely. I always say, guys, if you weren't there, you don't know the feeling we had being there. It was just something mind-blowing, and it will stay a memory in my head until I get to next year's one, and then we could step up again. We can step up again and make it better.
100%.
And what about the guys that raced this 24-hour? How would they be invited to the next races next year?
So all the guys who were there first will get first option on tickets next year. I'm going to give them 2 weeks. So when we launch our first launch to the existing guys, because they were the inaugural guys, and I owe them that, whatever's left will then release to the general public thereafter. But I am looking for guys to come through the 9 hours to come into the 24 hours.
Yeah, sure.
So we might have to increase to 60, as you're saying, but I'll only do it if we can make it great for every 60 teams. If I can't do that for all 60 teams, I can only do for 45 teams again, then I'll only do 45 teams again. But for me, it's about the experience, and I'd rather have fewer teams and fewer cars and make it special than have a huge amount of cars and it dilutes it a bit. But if I can make it special, I promise you we'll do it.
You know, what I want to say from myself, I've done 2 events now with Mark. It's been 2 of the most events that stands in my brain that will stay there for the rest of my life. It's really, really, Mark, it's been, I've done a lot of stuff. I'm sure you've seen, I do a lot of things, but your stuff has really been top notch. So people out there, you want to get involved with something good, this guy is where you should be. Anyway, let's get back to the raffle. You want to have a last word there?
No, I'm very happy. Thank you.
You're happy? There we go.
Thanks,
Mark Castel.
I would like to say one thing. It's Castel, not Castrol, Castle, Castel.
There we go. Thank you, Mark.
Thanks, man.
Here we go. Let's wait for the raffle to happen, which is going to be in a few minutes' time.